Hey guys, this is Seethercourt here, and welcome to my newest furry review/analysis video here on my channel. For today's video, we're going to be destroying the entire fabric of my masculinity. Even though I am one of those guys who tries to always come off as chill and cool-headed and masculine and manly, I will be throwing all of that out the window because now I'm going to tell you guys about myself doing the impossible. Which this is also, by the way, the most masculine thing that a man has ever done ever. And that is that I have watched all 222 episodes of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Now I'll admit that there are very manly men out there that have watched all 900 plus episodes of One Piece and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Z Kai and Dragon Ball Super. But none of that crap really matters because I've watched all 222 22-minute episodes of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Anyways, you guys might be wondering, Seether, you said you were done with that show years ago. Why did you go back? Well, one simple reason, ladies and gentlemen. Girlfriend. It can't be more true than that. I don't think I've ever described it to you guys before, but my partner is very passionate and dedicated to My Little Pony. She owns about 30 or so plushies, tons of minifigurines, owns a handful of MLP-centered storybooks as well as sticker books. She just cannot get enough of that pony action. That sounds really wrong. Pony action? Yeah, that's really wrong. I should really phrase my words better. And she has every right to do so. But over the span of the past around, I believe, 5 or so months, she has gotten me to watch the entirety of the series. And ironically enough, the day that I planned for this video to go up is actually the day when the series finale is being broadcasted on television, which my dumbass had to get hospitalized the day before that, so you basically ruined the special moment. Good job, self! But however, the finale got leaked online about a month ago, so everyone pretty much already knows how it ends. But we're not going into that today. Just letting everyone know we're not. Instead, I'm going to be giving an overall review of the show itself, and whether or not I'd recommend watching it. Now to start off, if I had to be fully honest, if you are not a fan of animation or a dedicated brony or are above the age of 10 or so, I don't recommend the show to you at all. There are just some aspects of the show that were meant for younger children, more so girls, that I'm not saying would be unacceptable for a teenager or an adult to watch, but I'm just saying it's going to be very difficult to get you into the show unless you're in that age range or are not a fan of animation. Now let's kind of focus on the parents here, on whether or not this show would be appropriate or acceptable for your child to watch. And yes, I do in fact have adults/parents who watch my videos. My average demographic age range is about 18 to 22. You know, some of you guys like to fiddle around early on in college and get yourselves preggers. That's a horrible thing I said, I'm sorry. Let's first go into the good. For starters, in terms of the show's moral and educational value, I would say that this show does a very good job in terms of teaching young children, and heck, even some adults, valuable life lessons on how to treat other people and how to really handle certain situations to implement into your own life. So for parents who are very careful with what they show their children, I would say that this show is in no way inappropriate or dangerous for your child to be watching. The next positive that I will give this show is that its animation and art style is very good. From all of the different colors to the art designs of the settings, the locations, everything in terms of visual representation is very nice. So I'll give the show a plus when it comes to this aspect. The last major positive that I will give this show is that it's very good when it comes to its characters. Every major character in the show, from the main 6 to the secondary important characters, each get their own fair share of time dedicated to their own side plots and stories. A lot of this can come from the fact that there are over 200 episodes of the show that span across 9 seasons, which gives almost every character enough time to have at least a decent amount of character development. So overall, pretty solid when it comes to its characters. Now the last thing that I will cover when it comes to this show is the only real bad aspect to it, which I wouldn't say is necessarily bad, but more so it's mixed per se, and that is the show's overall plot. Now the show succeeds very well when it comes to continuity, with most of the later seasons having an overall plot that spans along each season. So you can tell the writers put in a lot of effort to give the viewer a consistent story. The only downside to the plot, however, is that when it comes to a show having 200 plus episodes, you will suffer from having a lot of filler episodes with it. The reason that I say this is because there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of episodes that don't progress the plot and in some cases are actually kind of useless in terms of what the characters' objectives are. So I'd say that this aspect of the show is both a mixture of good and bad, to where you will have to deal with a lot of episodes that don't show that much point or purpose, and will definitely fall into the filler category. But still, in the end, you'll feel fulfilled with very well crafted and consistent continuity for the overall story. To wrap up my opinion about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, this is again a show that's not for most people that aren't really young children. But however, it is a show that if you take the time to watch it within its entirety, you overall will feel that it was time well spent and none of it was really wasted. And you will feel that, for the most part anyway, that it was a good story and a nice journey overall. So if you are really wanting to watch the show and meet the niche demographic for it, it's worth a watch. And that pretty much wraps up this episode of Furry Review / Analysis. How do you guys feel about my review about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic overall? Is any people in the audience bronies themselves? Are you guys fans of the show? Are you guys not? Are you guys interested now in the show after my suggestion? Or are you guys still convinced you don't want to watch it? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you enjoy my content and want to further help out my channel, please consider donating to me on Patreon as well as my Ko-fi. Also, please consider hitting that like button, turning on the notification bell, and subscribing altogether. I have been Seethercord, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everyone. Come on. Come on. Who spun me out?
I'm sorry.
Was that you?
Yeah.
You're gonna make Mario win!
I was not aiming, I just shot it.
No sex. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I was kidding.